This illustration deals with dwelling units and receptacle outlets in accordance with NEC 210.52E3. And the purpose of change, it's just a revision, but it's a big one. And it has been made to clarify that this subdivision applies to decks that are installed in a freestanding manner where the connection to the actual dwelling is not made at any such point, generally having a gap between them to promote drainage, to prevent wood decay at the building, board siding, and so forth. The distance of 4 inches, is the measurement selected to coincide with building codes. So let's look at first the at least one receptacle here on this deck. And notice between the building here, we have at least 4 inches or less. Then we fall within the regulations of 210.52E3 is stated in the note 1. Second, a balcony of a dwelling unit in 210.52E1 is considered with regulations for receptacles that would be required there. And then thirdly up here, notice over 6'6" receptacles shall not be considered to be accessible for Christmas lights and stuff like that. But notice that we do go to 426 2B, or excuse me, 426.28 and 427.22 to eliminate the GFCI protection and have protection for equipment. De-icing and pipelines. Ground fault protection of equipment is required per 426.28 and 47.26 is stated here. And mainly it's based upon the references of those sections. But 210.8A3 exception to 3 says these can be, doesn't have to be GFCI protected, but they do have to have ground fault protection of equipment, which is usually a 30 milliamp device instead of a 6 milliamp device. Now I would like to look at the notes to kind of wrap this section up. And notice note 1 says this is not a freestanding receptacle on the front porch, as outlined in 252.E1. That would not be considered a receptacle like you'd have over here on the deck. And then number 2, the deck should be within 4 inches, as we stated, per 210.52E3. I kind of stated that twice because it's an important rule. And then requirements apply to freestanding decks is, and so forth, is outlined in 252E3. So with these requirements and this thought in mind, you can kind of get a good feel for what is considered a deck in relation to a front porch or balcony.